Hey guys, welcome to the Mangamark channel, and today we are doing our character tier list for after Thriller Bark. If you are new to the channel, then that is where I am. That's why the arc I just finished. I am watching One Piece on the channel, and I'm currently watching the filler that happens after Thriller Bark before we get into the next arc. I'm doing a couple of videos just to kind of tide this over until I get back into the canon stuff. So this is the thing we're used to now when we finish a big arc, is to jump into this here. You know, not as extensive as the other ones, so it'll be a quicker one. But you know, just an interesting, based on the characters we met in this arc, it's going to be an interesting one. What I'm going to do as well, after this video, I consulted with you guys. I'm going to do a video where I read the SBS. SBS, that's correct, isn't it? The SBS, where Oda answers like questions. I'll do a video where I go through them. Like, I'll start from the beginning and go through. I'm not going to do them all because I think there's I think they do it for like every volume. So I'll do, like, you know, I'll do as much as I can, and then I'll split it, and then I'll do some more further down the line in another video. But that'll be fun. You know, get some more insight into the series and into Oda. But yeah, and oh, I forgot to mention actually in the last video we did. In the last video we did the ranking of the backstories. I did like the top 10 or like the 10 major backstories in One Piece, and I did a video ranking them. I forgot to mention that I wasn't going to look at the comments in that video. You guys, people that have been watching the channel for a while will know that there's certain videos, if they're like theory videos, or some of these more like ranking ones, things where I'm discussing things like that in the series, I avoid the comments on those videos, and then I'll come back in the next ones. It's because I just like to give you guys like a chance to talk about it, because I know that it's one of those subjects where backstories could, like, I'm only not even a third of the way through the series, so I know that backstories can be expanded upon, or they could change, or like people might want to talk about backstories that have yet to happen. So yeah, I'm not gonna, if you left a comment in that video, thank you very much. If you asked me a question, or you know, wanted to interact with me about something, put it in this video, and I'll be able to respond to it, because that one I'm just going to steer clear of. But yeah, guys, that's it. Let's get into this. Let's get into the rankings here. Let's see how we feel about these characters after Thriller Bark. Now, you guys know that most of the Straw Hats are going to end up in S tier because of the, you know, like, after Water 7 Enies Lobby, you know, I think that just about all of them had made it in there at that point. And we'll talk about it when we get to certain ones. Okay, we'll have the discussion. But yeah, let's get it started. Let's have a little look here and see. So we're starting. Okay, we're starting with Porona, right? And as per usual, we've got the S tier down to trash. Okay. Porona, you know what? I liked Porona. She was the best. I think she was, like, well, until a certain somebody showed up. I'm going to put her in B. Until a certain somebody showed up on Thriller Bark, Porona was the highlight of the, like, cast of villains for me. Yeah, definitely. She was... Well, we'll not talk. I'll wait till we get to the other ones, and then I'll talk about them. But yeah, no, Porona, I loved the fight with Usopp. I thought it was great. It was hilarious. And she was, I don't know, she was just, I can't, you know, like, she was a fun character, but also, like, her abilities and stuff were really interesting. And you wanted to see her get beaten. Like, you wanted Usopp to win that fight. It's just... So it worked out well, but I can't justify putting her like an A or S, because I think that even though I thought that she was the best probably of the kind of like the villain's crew, or whatever you want to call it, and in this arc, that if you put her in one of the other arcs that have got a stronger lineup, she's not. I don't see her beating a lot. Like, I don't. If she had like a stronger group round about her, would I put her this high? I don't know. I think that probably she goes really well with the setting of Thriller Bark as well. So yeah, like I'll go B just now. I might change my mind on that when I see how the rest of this kind of plays out here. Brook, oh Brook, God, this is the thing. I love this guy, and his backstory was amazing. Does it justify putting him straight into S tier? This is my, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, guys. Do you know what? Backstory alone, you could probably, you know, he's a crew member, right? He's a crew member, so I'm gonna put him in A. I'm gonna put him in A because you guys will know, like, I judge the crew a lot differently than I would judge, like, maybe like a character that we just saw in a flashback, or like somebody that's there for that purpose of that arc, and we're probably not going to see them again. Because backstory alone, I can see putting Brook in S tier like straight away. But yeah, I kind of want to. But yeah, no, because I don't know. I think I want to see more about him. Before just know that I'm on the verge. I am on the verge right now. Let's fill the rest of it out, and then I'll see how I feel about moving Brook maybe at the end, because my instincts keep telling me is like, just get him in S tier. Like, just get him in there. But we'll wait just now. Like, I agree. I cannot wait to see. Obviously, I'm seeing a bit of it right now in the filler, but I want to see more of like the canon stuff to see how like Brook bounces off the rest of the crew. But I think he's such a great presence to have on the ship, and you know, like, just the connection with Laboon was amazing, and just totally sold me on the character. Because I think that when you first see him, you're like, we're getting a talking skeleton going to join the crew. And then by the end of the arc, you're like, oh, yes, please, he must join. He must join. I don't even know who. Is that just the zombies in general? Is that what that is? Just like zombies? Yeah. Just put them there. Put them in D. Like, they were funny. I don't know how else to rank them. They were funny. Oh, wait a minute. Some of these ones are crazy. Like, they've grouped these things together. Wait a minute. What was... I don't even know what that is. I'll put these guys in the same kind of category. It's basically just like this and the Cerberus as well. It was okay. It was funny, you know, watching them get tamed and stuff by Luffy. But yeah, yeah, like a lot of these I kind of feel the same about, like the vampire, is it Hilden, I think his name was, or something. A lot of these ones I feel similarly about. Same with these, you know, let's just get these out of the way. Do you know what? I'm going to put the little pig and see. I thought he was quite funny actually, like compared to the rest. And the same with, is that the tree, the unicorn? Is it? Some of these are hard to... Yeah, that's like the ones in the... Like, yeah, like those were... just for the gags. Just for the pure gags. I enjoyed those ones more. Is that the... Oh my god, really? Like, yeah. The ones that were pulling the carriage. Okay, we're really scraping for the characters here in Thriller Bark. But yeah, like the ones I've just put in D tier, similar thoughts on all of them. Yeah, like they had really funny moments, but there wasn't much character to them. So, you know, like that's... And it's going to be the same with probably some of these ones coming further down here. Ryuma. Oh, Ryuma. Yeah. I think I'm going to put Ryuma in A. The thing is, like, it's because of, like, as a concept. And I know that, obviously, I said that Porona is, like, the best of the crew, or, like, the villains and that, but, like, Ryuma's not really part of that crew. He's a zombie. He's an actual zombie, right? But I want so much to get a flashback for Ryuma when he was, like, actually alive, when he was a samurai, and Wano. God, I hope that we get that. Like, knowing Oda, it's a possibility. It's a possibility we might get it. Because the thing is, like, that fight with Zoro was amazing. That was my favourite fight, probably. And, like, because, like, you had, like, obviously the one with Usopp Porona was, like, hilarious. But the Zoro Ryuma one was just badass, right? It was badass. And then the bit where he gives him the sword and goes, and I think it's because, like, obviously he had Brook's kind of personality, because he had Brook's shadow. Whereas I want to know more about the actual person that he was, you know. But just like a badass character, just a badass character, and I think it probably tells you about the villains in this arc, how I feel about them, the fact that a zombie's probably going to be higher than everybody. But yeah, let's, oh, it's the severely injured old man. Yeah, let's get him in C. That was actually fun. That was a funny gag. I enjoyed that. And then when he kept coming back and it was getting brought up again, that was good. I did enjoy it. Lola, the pig lady, it's down in D. Like, obviously, I know we met Lola, she'll probably be coming up later. But in terms of, like, her zombie pig lady, I think just because of association with Absalom, I've just kind of went, yeah, that joke got old quick for me. And I was like, I don't, yep, do not care. But these guys were actually quite funny. That was like the Risky Brothers, the ones that they were in. I didn't realise that when I was watching it. Someone pointed it out to me. I was like, yeah, okay. Because, yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, I remember getting a couple of laughs with them, especially when they were, like, interacting with Nami and stuff. Yeah, let's put them there. Let's put them in C. Oh, I forgot the name of this. Perona's beard. Kuma something. Kuma something. Hey, we'll see him later probably as well. Yeah. Kuma something, but yeah, it was funny. It was funny, and obviously the interactions with Usopp, them hiding inside of him, to kind of infiltrate into the, and he kept trying to tell the, like, Porona and them that the Straw Hats were hiding inside them, and she just kept slaughtering them. That was fun. And then obviously, during the fight when Usopp purifies him, that was good. I enjoyed that. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Moria. Right, this is that. Now, obviously, guys, you'll know that I'll get more in-depth with the more serious characters compared to, like the random zombies and stuff. But, yeah. Okay. Gecko Moria. I'm going to put him in B tier. Yeah. I think so. And do you know what? Do you know what I think that probably as a villain you could have put him in A. But my problem is, and it's because I think it's a me problem. I don't think it's a One Piece problem. I think it's a me problem where because every warlord that I've met so far has been a minimum A. Like, minimum. And the bar's been set so high from the likes of Mihawk and Crocodile, and even Kuma in this arc as well, that Moria's just, it was a bit of a disappointment to me. Like, just because like I have like a standard in which I expect the warlords to be, and I know, and the thing is, how to explain it, is his abilities and stuff were very interesting, and they wrote it very well, and like the threat, like you can tell, like power wise, he deserves to be a warlord. Like his abilities, and I think it was obviously his cockiness at the end of the arc, because he could have probably beat Luffy, if he didn't get too cocky and like take in all those shadows at the end. But as a character, as a design, and I understand, like they went for the design because it fits in well with the with the setting and stuff, and his backstory seems interesting. You know, when he's mentioning Kaido and the New World and stuff. So like, it gave us a little bit of insight into the New World, and obviously, like people were explaining to me that he's obviously, because of that interaction that he had, that's why he became the way that he is. Where he's like lazy and just doesn't want to have like real crew members. He just wants to have like a zombie army. I get it, but like I can't, compared to the rest, compared to the other warlords we've seen, he doesn't hit it. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are Gecko Moria fans that are going to be unhappy with this placement, but you know, this is me probably being kind. And that's sad. That's sad, because I just, like, I don't know, like, for me, like, with Moria, like, I was more interested in the ores stuff. I was more interested in ores. And then, when Kuma came into it, that was just, like, the feeling just totally changed. And that, I think that probably if Kuma wasn't in this arc, it wouldn't be so low in my estimate. But I think the fact that I was seeing him as a villain, and then Kuma showed up and went, oh, okay, now the feelings just totally changed here. Like the threat level and the kind of, just the feeling of dread of being like, right, now this is a warlord. Like, this guy's just menacing and mysterious, and just, I don't know, he gripped me. Whereas Moria, I got to the point with Moria when it just would, like with stuff with Luffy chasing him, and then with the fight itself, I just kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Whereas like the stuff with Crocodile, like Luffy fought Crocodile 3 times, and I was on the edge of my seat every time. And it kept me there. I was like, right, I'm so invested in this. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's because of Moria himself, because of the arc, like the midsection of Thriller Bark. This maybe put me like at odds with him as a character. I don't know, but that's where we are, right? No question, absolutely no question. I'm sure you guys, like the people that watch my reactions to Thriller Bark, before you even clicked on this video, you said, right, I don't know how this is going to shape out, but I know for a fact Absalom is in trash tier. And there he is. There he is. I think that at some point, I'm going to do a list of my top 10 most hated characters in One Piece. This guy's going to be on there. This guy's going to be on there. He's going to be probably near the top. You guys know from, if you've seen some of the previous arcs I've done, who the other ones will be that's in it. I think that would be a funny video to make, because this guy sucks. He sucks. Big time. Just as a character, I don't like him. Right? Every time he was on screen, I just wanted it to be over. And I think the thing that pissed me off about him was the fact that he kept popping up. Every time I got false hope that I thought, right, we're past the Absalom stuff. The Absalom stuff is done. It came back again. Oh. I hate this character. I hate like the stuff with Nami, with her being unconscious and all the stuff that was happening around about it, right? I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to get into it. Just like this guy, because I think that if we're going to talk about it, right, with that kind of, and I know like the cultural differences of Japan compared to the West, I get it, right? I get the humour things are different, but this guy just gave me like, everything about him, everything about his character, everything about his personality, I'm just like, no, you are horrible, just go away. Like, the design was maybe interesting when he first appeared, but then I'm just kind of like, oh, just go. Like, you've got a lion face, like, great, that's fantastic, just go away. And with the stuff, with the perverted stuff, with the cultural differences, the thing is, like, I think that if you're watching anime, you're reading manga, you kind of go into it with an understanding of that. You go into it with a, right, I think there's ways to do it that doesn't make you just kind of go, oh, really? Like, come on. Like, there's characters that have been throughout all these, like Sanji, like, obviously, I think that I got so, I don't know, like, down on the Sanji stuff at that point was because of the association with this Absalom and the way that Oda was bouncing the two of them off each other when they were laughing and joking while Nami's unconscious. And like, I'm talking about that and about the invisible fruit, like that, but usually with the Sanji stuff, it's done well, like it's funny, right? It's done in a comedic way, and you're like, right, okay, this is good. Like, you know, Sanji's personality, this is the way he's going to act. There's loads of like characters throughout anime history that have that side to them, but they do it in a way that's kind of like, right, you know, it balances out, where you have the, oh, what's he like? Oh, there he goes again, what's he like? But then badass and like serious, and, you know, it's not their whole personality. Like Sanji, like there's points where you know that Sanji, when it involves Nami and Robin, he's going to act completely different as to if he's dealing with, you know, Zoro or, you know, Usopp or Luffy or whatever. And in the arcs and stuff, depending on who he's going up against. But that is something that they've built up to be his character traits, and we understand it. The other people, you think of like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball, you know, Jiraiya from Naruto, they have that side to them, but then they've got character depth. You know, they've got this other, whereas this guy's just a piece of garbage, and I don't want to ever see him again. I don't want to ever see him again. I didn't want to see him in this arc, but he kept popping up, right? I don't want this character, like, do you know what, in One Piece, I get excited because I think, God, even the smallest character that you met has the possibility to pop up again later down the line. I don't want that. Like, this arc here, I'm quite happy, like, with the exception of a couple of, like, I want to find out about Ryuma down the line. I want to know, like, Porona, if she popped back up, happy days. Even Moria, like, yeah, I probably will because he's a warlord. That's fine. Those ones, not a problem. Don't want to see this guy ever again. Ever again. Happy to just go with that, right? This is a Jack in the Box. Okay. Yeah. D. This. Oh, yeah, that thing. Like, what? Creepy as hell. Like, let's put them in there with Absalom. Like, some of these are, like, some of them really don't deserve to be their own kind of like characters. I mean, come on, like the the little mouse spider things. These guys were actually quite funny. Let's put them up there a little bit. Like some more versions of the zombies. These get, oh no, yeah, they were trash. Weren't they the ones that were in the room with Nami? Or like at the wedding? Yeah, because this guy, I think that this was the guy that was kind of holding her up when she was unconscious. Yeah, let's get them in there. Oh, this woman from the portrait was creepy. I'm getting these ones out the way. Right, let's just get these ones out of the way. She was creepy. These were the... Yeah, they were the animals that were like Porona's kind of minions. Yeah, I think so. These are the kind of like general zombies. They were quite interesting, but still, like I mean, they're zombies. Like, none of them spoke, except for maybe like a couple. Like, let's give the ones that were. Let's put him up there. Like Captain John. Let's put him up. Who else do we have that we can? The Spider-Man was actually he was quite creepy and stuff. I enjoyed his interactions with Robin and Frankie, and eventually Brooke. But yeah, are we done? Right, right, okay, that's us now. We can actually talk about these ones, because they're ones there, I mean, come on. I don't know what I have against these. I don't know why my instinct was to put these ones in trash, like the little spider mice and the whatever this thing. Oh, that, yeah, I understand why I put that there now. Isn't that because that's the lion that got Absalom's real face? Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Any part of Absalom, past or present, belongs in trash. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, but I feel bad for the little spider mice. I don't know what I have against them, but my instinct was to put them in trash. The bear rug thing, yeah, like that was okay. A couple of good moments. Let's put it in there with our buddies. Now, the problem we've got is, as you can see, probably from the arc, like the way this is stacking up here, because it was mostly like zombies and stuff and like one-off gags, this is how it was always going to play out. It's like, it's nowhere near the character strength of the previous arcs. Like, this arc doesn't have it. Like, it had hilarious moments with the crew, and that's its strength. The hilarious moments with the crew, and then the ending with a certain somebody that we're going to see soon. Yeah, those will be up there. But in terms of like the background characters, it's not got the strength of an Alabaster. It's not got the strength of even Skypiea. The Skypiea characters were interesting to me. Or, you know, Water 7, not even close. Enies Lobby. This, like, ridiculous, the difference from going here. But it's the theme of the arc, you know, it's a completely different tone. I understand that. Yeah, Sanji's zombie. Yeah, it was funny, like seeing this, seeing Sanji's personality in this little penguin dog thing. That was funny. What else can you say? And his interactions with the like zombie. Let's get them together. Let's put them together. Zombie Zoro. I like that. I like those two. You know, even in even in their zombie form, they've got to beat each other's necks. That was funny. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about them really. Sindri. Yeah, let's put her here. I don't. It was interesting with Sindri because you saw her actual personality creep through, like when she was alive, like when she turned and smiled at Chopper. That was very interesting. But yeah, I just felt so bad for her. I just felt so bad for her to be. Oh, here he is, this creep, right? God, do you know what? I actually want to put him here. And it's something with the association with Sindri, but I don't know if I'm letting my instinct kick in here. Do you know what? Let's put him in D, because as a villain, he did his job. Like, I'm supposed to hate this guy. The stuff with Sindri, like making her lick the floor and stuff, like just And his, like, the backstory he told, he's just a scumbag. He's just an absolute scumbag. There is no redeeming qualities about this man. So, like, but the thing is, what's probably saving him from trash tier is that kind of, oh, wait a minute, he actually did a good job of making me despise him. Which is what you want in a villain. But I'm not putting him higher. I'm not putting him higher than D. I refuse. I just... And this is like... This is the thing. When you think of the people who are... Like... You look at some of the groups that we've seen so far, like Baroque Works or CP9, you know, they're just so much more interesting. Even though this guy is like, he makes you hate him as a villain, I just, you know, everything about him just screams D tier to me. You know, that's it, that's what it is. I feel like this is probably the harshest tier list I have ever done. People that have seen my previous tier list in One Piece know that I love the characters in this series. And some of these arcs, I'm like, oh my god, like, it's usually like up there, S and A, you know, usually I'm kind of struggling between them to be like, right, where do I want to put these characters? I feel like this is like a battle to get to the bottom with Thriller Bark, to be honest, which is sad, right? But now we're getting into the good stuff, right? Now we're getting into the good stuff, right? Let's get into this stuff here. Oars. I liked Oars, right? That was a, do I want to go B? Do I want to go A? No, we'll go B for Oars. That was just like, that was the kind of feeling of that kind of group battle against this, you know, foe that we're just like, oh my god, how are we going to deal with this guy? I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Him having Luffy's personality was great, but then I think what's kind of holding it back a bit for me is that it did drag. It did drag a bit when it got on. You know, after the kind of Nightmare Luffy stuff and that, and it just kept, like, and I know that wasn't Oars, really. What I mean is, sorry, like when we got the big group battle and stuff, and then like we'll try to take him on. How many times do we think that, you know, the job was done, and then it kept going? And I understand that that was probably part of the dynamic of it. It was like, oh, how do we beat this guy? How do we keep him down? He's a zombie. But you know, when you're getting to the point where I'm just like, right, okay, this, and I don't think that helps him, the fact that like when Moria got involved, and I was just like, oh my god, right, okay, let's get to the finish line. But yeah, as a concept, because it's very interesting to have like a new race be introduced, and I want to know maybe if, you know, like that race still exists, like, because I know that he got frozen like a long time ago, and that's how his body was so preserved. But is there like a country on the Grand Line that has like Oars people on it? I want to see that going down the line. Right, here we go. Here we go. Kuma. Oh my god, Kuma. Do you know, my instincts are saying to go bang, to get him up there. But he's just been introduced. He hasn't had much time. I'm judging it too rashly, just based on this interaction that he's had with Zoro. Now, what I'll do in usual ones, when I get to the end, I'll sort A and S into my order. Oh god, okay. let's put him in A for now. But let me just say, what an introduction. What... Nah. Right, let's put him on mess. What an introduction. What an introduction. This is a warlord. This is a warlord, right? And he's just... He's so... He conveys this sense of menace and this sense of like, oh, this guy's the real deal. He barely says anything. He doesn't need to say much. You know, the stuff, he's a cyborg. We got some more information about Dr. Vegapunk from him. Oh, man. I think that, obviously, I'm judging him differently than I judge, like, the Straw Hats. And this I'm thinking, like, as a antagonist to us. But can you call them that, really? As well, because he spared us. There's more to this guy than meets the eye, and the line at the end, he mentioned dragon. Like, he asked a bunch of things and he said a bunch of things where I'm like, what is with this guy? There's more to him, and I cannot wait to find out more about Kuma. Because he obviously mentioned dragon. He asked about Ace being Luffy's brother. You know, it's just, there's moments, he gave us the information on Vegapunk. He spared us. He saw Zoro's resolve, and God, Kuma's just, he's a good guy. He's just such a good character, and I just want to know more about him. He's probably like the character just now, like him. There's certain characters where I'm like, right, I need to know more about this character. I'd say it's probably him, Shanks, Dragon, are like the top for me right now. Where I'm like, right, tell me more. Tell me more. But yeah, that's my thought process on Kuma. I'll wait, like, the same with Brook. I can't, like, what? We'll wait till we put everybody on the board, right? When we get everybody on the board, then I'll start moving things. Because with these two here, with Kuma and Brook, oh man, I'm fighting with myself. I'm like, right, oh, what do I want to do here? But yeah, let's get the Straw Hats down here, because I think you guys know, you know, what the situation is with these guys. So Robin, I mean, come on. What can we say? What can we say? If after Enies Lobby, you don't have Robin in S tier, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't think I need to justify this, to be honest. Like, let's just get her in there. Usopp, come on. Come on. Same again. Water 7 Enies Lobby. Can't not have him in there. He's became, you know, compared to when he first started the series, like the trajectory of Usopp for me has been insane. Like, I think he's the most developed character we have in the series. Amazing. And obviously, like, with Robin, like, just, you know, having her have such a strong character introduction, all the stuff with Brokeworks and Alabasta, and then her journey that we saw her getting attached to the crew, the couple of arcs in between, and then the Water 7 Enies Lobby stuff, getting her backstory. Come on, man. Come on. It's... Anyway, Nami is an S tier character. I love Nami. I love Nami. She's hilarious, but also, like, I love her dynamic with the crew. She's one of the OGs. I feel bad for her in this arc. I feel bad for Nami in this arc and what she's had to deal with, to be quite honest with you. Like, just... She was unconscious for most of it. But, still. Like, Nami's up there. I feel... compared to the other ones, like, even though I put Nami in S tier a while ago, you know, probably just, like, after we got to... Or, like, after maybe Arlong Park, she worked her way up from there. And we got to the Grand Line. I was like, right, okay. Yep. Like, Nami's just, like... At that point, Nami was one of my favourite characters at that point in the series. But with the new characters that have been introduced and the development that people like Usopp have got, she's probably slipped down a bit compared to the rest of the crew. But yeah, I can't not get her up there. Sanji, and I know, like, the thing is, like, I think based on the reactions from this arc, I'm not going to drop Sanji down. He probably is dropped down in S tier compared to some of the other people that I'm going to be moving about here, definitely. But I know people were like thinking with the stuff with Absalom, with the invisibility fruit and stuff, and the way he was acting in that damn church. I get it. I get it. A lot of people told me that kind of like turned them on Sanji. It didn't for me. I understood what they were trying to do, but it didn't sit well. Let's just say that. It was a poorly executed scene, and it didn't make Sanji look good. But he's still an S tier character, guys. Come on, he's still, like, everything Sanji's built up to that point, and I'm hoping this is going to be a little blip where, like, you know, everything he's built up to be an S tier character. This, what happened here, and then we're just going to move on from it and never talk about it again. And then he'll go back to being a badass. That's my sincere hope, right? But yeah, like, it obviously, like, in this arc, I was like, oh, really? But it didn't make me dislike Sanji, because I think that I kind of look at it the same way I looked at, like, I didn't enjoy the fact that in Whiskey Peak, Zoro and Luffy were fighting each other over a misunderstanding. And you get up to where you're like, oh, like, these guys wouldn't, like, I enjoy the bond so much between Luffy and Zoro, so when they were fighting, I'm like, oh, I don't want this to happen. But I understood what it was. It was a gag. It was a gag in that moment. It was meant to be like, oh, this is based around this premise. It's meant to be funny. It's not meant to be taken seriously. I think this is similar. You know, with the stuff about Sanji talking about the invisibility fruit and stuff. I think Oda, I think I can understand the jokes he was going for, but, you know, like, it didn't land. It didn't land, and, you know, but it didn't, like, I remember seeing people were talking about it, like, it didn't hit me as hard as other people, I think, just totally turned on Sanji at that point. He's still an amazing character. He's still an amazing character, and I'm hoping that nothing like this happens again. Like, if this becomes like a theme going forward, where these kind of scenes happen with Sanji, then maybe, yeah, I could probably see him dropping down. But I don't think they'll do that. I honestly hope that, because I wonder if it got backlash at the time. But you guys will be able to tell me better. Like, did this get like a poor reception when the manga came out? And hopefully, if it did, maybe like Oda saw that and kind of went, all right, okay, well, like, I made a mistake there with Sanji in that scene. Let's stay clear of that from now on. Hopefully that is the case. But yeah, I still love Sanji. And like, he got a bit of a redemption, kind of, in the scene with Kuma. Because let's not forget, like, I think that your instinct with when you're thinking like Thriller Bark and Sanji, I think your instinct is to go, oh, all the stuff with Absalom and like the stuff with Nami and the invisible, like, just, you think of that. But you need to remember, like, at the end, and then the stuff against Oars, like, he had a couple of badass moments, but it kind of gets blocked out by the Absalom stuff. So, I mean, he was ready to throw down his life the same as Zoro. So you need to give him some credit. You give Sanji some credit. Luffy, you know, obviously S tier. Luffy's been S tier for me, you know, since the East Blue, I think. I think that, like, Luffy and Zoro, you guys know, they've always been up there. Those two have been battling out for my favourite character since the start of the series. I love Luffy. He has quickly became one of my favourite protagonists ever in manga, anime, not even just shonen, like just in general. Fantastic. Like, I love Luffy. I love him so much. Like, I got a bit frustrated in this arc with him getting lost in the forest. And this seems to be a recurring theme in One Piece. Now that we need to distract Luffy. We need to distract Luffy so that the rest of the crew can wrap up their fights until the last fight is Luffy versus the main villain. Whether it's the snake in Skypiea, whether it's getting lost in the desert in Alabasta, whether it's, what was it? Well, to be fair, in Enies Lobby, even though he did go on a run on his own, he was fighting. See, that's why I think Enies Lobby stands out as like so amazing, is he got to Lucci quite early, and then he was fighting Lucci like while everything else was going on. So like that is the exception of it with there. But you know, with a couple of the other bigger arcs like I mentioned, and even Arlong Park, you know, get Luffy stuck in concrete and throw him in the water. I'm starting to notice, I'm like, right, okay. So this is the kind of like keep Luffy away from the main bad guy until everything else is kind of dealt with, and then let him go. But even with that aside, like, I just, like, character wise, I love this man. I love this man, and you know, I can't say a bad word about him. You know, like, obviously that premise of what they do with the arcs, yeah, you can have a gripe about that, but Luffy as a character, oh my god, love him. Love him. Zoro, let's just get him up there. In fact, let's just get him right to the top, because there's no question. There's no question. Like, oh my god, what an arc for Zoro. And it wasn't even like it's just the fight with Ryuma. I was like, oh, what a badass fight that was. That was great. Zoro, nice stuff. Oh man, the Kuma stuff, and this using this picture. You know, like, if you're not putting him at the top of S tier when this is the picture they're using, my god, what a moment from Zoro. Like, I love this man. I love this man. And like, at this moment in time, favourite character. Like, like I said, him and Luffy flip-flop for me. But after what, like, the end of Thriller Bark, how can he not be? How can he not be the top? Just the man. He's just the man. And I love the fact that, like, Zoro just impresses these warlords. You know, he has, like, his determination showing Mihawk. You can tell that Mihawk saw it in him and was like, okay, this guy's the real deal. And got really excited whenever he saw the wanted posters. And now, like, that was like one of the only times you saw Kuma showing emotion, was when Zoro did that. And he said that. And he was, like, willing to give up his life for Luffy. Like, there's no question about it. That got a bit of a reaction from Kuma. God, Zoro is amazing. That was one of the best scenes in One Piece. Just absolutely amazing. He deserves to be the top. And at this point, like, it's going to be very hard for anybody to knock Zoro away from that top spot for me. Absolutely amazing. I love him. I love Zoro. And that's all there is to it. Like, this, spoiler alert, like, this is where he's staying. This right here is where Zoro is staying. I'll sort the rest at the end, but this man here's place is cemented. He is number 1. Okay? Chopper. Chopper and A. I feel so bad. I feel so bad with the fact that basically all the Straw Hats, I've got them in S tier at this point. And I still, there's just something. I don't know what it is, guys. Because I want to put him in S tier. I actually want to put him in S tier. But there's just something that's holding me back, and I can't every time I do one of these and I put Chopper in A tier, I try and like describe why. I'm like, right, here's why. I feel like he's the most undeveloped of the Straw Hats. I feel like, I don't know, I can't describe it, like character wise, personality wise. He's adorable. He's funny. Yeah, and I love Chopper. Like, Chopper being part of the crew, love him. Love the way he bounces off everybody, interacts with everybody. But I just feel like everybody else has so much depth to them. And Chopper is... I don't know, like, guys, but I'm not going to lie, right? And this is how I feel. This is how I feel about the character. I just don't have him in S tier. You know, I wish that I did. I honestly do. I wish that I felt like that he was an S tier character, but I don't. And that's just me. You know, I know that most of you probably do have him in there. I don't. And I can't, you know, I rack my brain every time trying to explain why. I feel like there's just something missing. And I can't quite put my finger on it. But yeah, that's where I am. And I feel bad. I'm hoping that at some point in one of these arcs that are coming up, something happens with Chopper that just makes me go, yes, okay, this is it. Like, this is what gets you in there. But, you know, characters don't have to be S tier for you to love the character. You know, I have, like, in A tier in the past, I think we've had, like, Mihawk, Shanks. You know, I think Ace was either I put Ace in S tier or put him in A tier. I think I put him in A. I can't remember. But, like, I mean, just awesome characters that I couldn't justify putting in S tier. And I can't do it. I can't do it. And I feel bad about it. I really do. But there's just something. There's something lacking for me with Chopper. That pushes him over the edge. And hopefully that will change. Hopefully that will change. But yeah, still, Chopper is a great character. And, like, backstory, absolutely love it. But yeah, that's the way I feel. That's the way I am right now, guys. Frankie, S. Love Frankie. Like, Frankie's... over the course of Water 7 in Eni's lobby, probably one of the biggest turnarounds on a character. Amazing, right? And what I loved about Thriller Bark was seeing this is what I'm looking forward to with Brooke in the next arc, is the arc after they join, seeing them gel with the crew, right? And all the stuff in the arc, like just Frankie interacting, like the scene he had with Brooke was great, where I was like, whoa, you're being a bit harsh here, Frankie, with Brooke. But then using, like, being serious with having that serious talk, and then Brooke gave us information about Laboon. Amazing, right? And the hilarity side of it as well, with the pirate docking, that was fantastic, right? That was great. And I love this little kind of thing that seems to have formed between, like, Frankie, Chopper, and Usopp. Even, like, obviously the docking thing's part of it, but those three personalities are just chaos together, and I love it. I love it. And that's the thing. And that's the thing with Chopper, is I feel like Chopper is a character that goes so well as like a pairing or as like a trio. I feel like his strengths come with bouncing off of other people. So when it's like him and Usopp with Usopp playing like a kind of like big brother role to him. Or even like having like Zoro being like a more serious big brother role. You know, and like those three being like the crazy ones, like obviously Chopper, Luffy, and Usopp. Chopper and Luffy being the ones that, you know, can't tell the difference between Usopp and Sogeking, things like that, right? I love the way he bounces off of the crew. But yeah, with Frankie, it's just the turnaround, and like, he was a character that felt like he was like part of the crew long before he actually joined. And watching his kind of backstory and the development of his character was just such a joy. And like I said, like the biggest turnaround, because you hated the guy. Like, you hated the guy when the stuff with Usopp happened at the Frankie house. But my God, like, just, I love Frankie. I love Frankie, and he deserves to be there. Definitely deserves to be there. Lola was okay. Let's put her in C. She showed determination. She had faith in the crew. You know, the asking people to marry her thing got a bit old. But, you know, what can you do? I'm interested to see how this thing's going to play out, though. Where she gave us that can't say it. Vivre card? Viva card? I think it's Vivre card? Vivre card. She gave us that, and she said that it was her mum's, and that her mum was a big deal. I think it was one of his crew members that said that. Her mum was a big deal in the New World. That's going to be interesting, because, like, you know, Oda, that's going to come back into play when we get to the New World. So I'm very interested to see who her mum is and what she looks like. Because who is Lola's mum going to, if she's a big deal in the New World, you know, and that's the place where the likes of Shanks and Whitebeard are hanging about, how well known is she? And, you know, like, what's her deal? I'm guessing she's a pirate. You know, like, I'm not from that, but I'm guessing she's a pirate in the New World. But, you know, let's see if she, like, because she might actually be associated with the likes, maybe that's why she's a big deal. She might be associated with the likes of Whitebeard. But we don't know. We'll need to wait and see. But it's definitely coming back. We will definitely get that answer. It's One Piece. You know, there's no way we'll not. The Risky Brothers, the same. They were funny. They were actually funny. Like, I enjoyed the scene where they actually saw what happened with Zoro and Sanji, and them trying to act cool like Sanji, and like that. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. I enjoyed that. That was good. Who the hell is this? Is that? Oh, I think that, yeah, let's put her there. Like, there wasn't much to it. Like, I think that was the girl who hates plates, that, like, her shadow was inside Sindri, right? I think so. I think that is the case. Yeah, I was happy. It was a nice little thing to find out who the person was, whose shadow it was. But there wasn't much else to it for that. Oh, Yorkie. Let's get Yorkie up there. Yorkie and B. You know, he's not quite Brook, right? He's not quite Brook, but still, like, Yorkie seemed like a good. We didn't get much about him, so I can't justify putting him like higher, because we didn't get much about him. But my God, like the scene where he has like the plague and he's like holding Brook's hand and crying. Oh, and he's talking about his regret about Laboon and stuff, because he's going to die without, you know, the promise and that. Oh my God, like, yeah, Yorkie was a good character. He seemed like a good captain as well. I really like Yorkie. And Crocus, get Crocus up there as well. Like, Crocus is Crocus is the man, right? Young Crocus. We got to see young Crocus here. I love this. I love it. I love the fact that this connection has been made and this story has actually been continued. Like, the fact that, like, Crocus and Laboon is tying in, and we now have a member of the crew that has a connection to them, is amazing. And I cannot wait to see how Crocus reacts when he finds out that Brook is still alive. You know? Because he's obviously, I think he's like, I think he came to terms with the fact that, and he was trying to get Laboon to accept that they're probably dead. You know? Or maybe not, or like, even probably sad or abandoned him. So, yeah. But, yeah, like these guys here. Oh, man. And the Rumbar Pirates. Oh. Let's get them up there as well. Like, I kind of want to put them in A, to be honest. Because, my God, what a bunch of legends. What an absolute bunch of legends. The Rumbar Pirates. I'll put them in B. But just know that I love this crew. I love this crew. And if I could put them in A, I'd probably justify it. Because I don't want to put them like above like Moria. I think that would be a bit of a slap in the face. But yeah, come on. Like, the Rumbar Pirates are legends. What a pirate crew. Like, I think I'm not going to put them higher than B because we didn't get much of their individual personalities. But as a group, my God, like just that one scene with the flashback of them with big smiles on their faces, knowing that they're about to die, but still they're smiling and singing in order to get this to Laboon. My God, what a group. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. You know, the ending of Thriller Bark was so good. Like the ending, like the stuff with Kuma and the flashback with Brook was amazing. And that's the thing I was talking about at the end of the arc. You feel like it's a mid to, if I was doing like an arc tier list, Thriller Bark would probably go in C. Because of like all the stuff in the middle that kind of drags it down for me, but it has like S tier moments. Some of the best moments in the series that involve Kuma, that involve the flashback, Brook's flashback and stuff. And then at the start of the arc, you have some of the best comedy in the series so far. You know, when they're first discovering all the things on the island. So, but it balances out by all the kind of like rubbish stuff that's in the middle of it. And the stuff that drags at certain points. So, it feels like, I put it in such like a mid, like the middle as middle can be for Thriller Bark in general. That's where I'd go with. And Laboon, let's get Laboon up there. Come on, we can't separate them. Let's get them together. Laboon, God, he's so like seeing little baby Laboon. So adorable. Yeah, I mean, he's such a hard character to place because he's a whale. But I don't care. I love this whale. I love him. Let's just get him there. He's an honorary member of the crew. We could say that at this point because obviously the connection with Brook, like Luffy's met him and acknowledged him. He drew the straw hat symbol on him. Laboon is an honorary straw hat. Let's get him in A. No, but seriously, like, it's a hard one to rank, guys. Like, how do you rank a whale? But if I'm going with my heart, let's get him in there. You know, above Gecko Moria, above, you know, Porona and Oars, Laboon. No, I want to put him down in B. Oh God, makes me sad. but I probably think I need to. And the thing is, at the time, I probably put, like, I can't remember with the old tier list, but I probably put him in A tier then. But when you look at the character depth of, no, you know, no, I don't care. I don't care. Let's get him in there. I don't care. Right? I don't. I love Laboon. That's it. Like, the connection with Brook was amazing. The flashback, seeing him, just warmed my heart. You know, like, this to come back around. And I think I'm ranking Laboon maybe not as a character, but as like a story premise. I think that's what was probably catching me out here, is the fact that I'm not ranking it to go, oh, this whale's amazing. Like, this whale's got such a character to him. I think I'm doing it just based on the connection with Brook and the fact that this is tied into an arc so many arcs later. I think that is what blew my mind. Like, that reveal just kind of, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. And I can't disassociate him with Brook now. So I'm just kind of like, right, I need to put him high because I love him, right? I love him. I love the fact that this is a thing and he's now tied to the Straw Hats. Like, we're definitely going to see Laboon again, which makes me so happy because I thought to myself, like, oh, we're probably, like, when you leave the entrance to the Grand Line, when you leave there, we're heading to Whiskey Peak. At that time, I didn't know how much, like, One Piece, like, did callbacks and did, you know, like, you know, nothing's basically off the table. Like, at that point, I thought, oh, we're probably never going to see this character again or get a resolution on this story of what happened to that crew. But, yeah, to have him, you know, like, come on. And what I'll do is, because there's not many characters in this one, I'll do S, A, and B. I'll sort them in order of how much I like them going down. So let's start with B and we'll go up to S, right? So B, I think you could probably, you know what, I'm moving Yorkie up. Let's get Yorkie there. And the Rumbar Pirates, I can't just, like, Oars is, you know, he had Luffy's personality. There wasn't character-wise much to him. I think it's hard to judge the zombies. That's why I'm struggling with Ryuma as well, because you're like, oh yeah, it's Brook's shadow. So that's not the actual, like, I would love to see what the actual person was like when they were alive. But, yeah, I can't. And move Crocus up a bit as well, because Crocus is an individual. Like, he's been looking after Laboon for a long time. Was it like 50 years or something like that? And let's give Crocus his due, right? Crocus is the man. With these two here, let's put Moria at the top. Like, I think that he probably at least deserves that, right? Let's give him that. Because I've slated him. I've slated him. I've disrespected him as a warlord. But that's how I feel about him, right? But let's put him at the top of B as like a consolation. Consolation prize for Gecko Moria, right? Now, A tier, Laboon, obviously, because I don't, like, he's an anomaly for me. Like, I don't quite know how to rank him. But the fact that they've used this picture is a bit of cheating. Because I'm just looking at his, like, adorable little face and his, like, baby form here. And it's tugging on the heartstrings, right? It's tugging on the heartstrings. So we'll leave him in A, but we'll put him at the bottom of A, right? Because I honestly don't know where to put him. Let's get Chopper at the top of A. He at least deserves that. I know that, you know, I feel like I'm disrespecting him at this point, but he at least deserves to be at the top of A tier. I'm still, guys, I'm still... No. We'll give Brook time. We'll give Brook time. One of the best backstories I have seen in the series. Absolutely amazing. But let's give it time. I think that with the rest of the Straw Hats, I did that. Like, even if some of them had some, like, amazing introductions, I gave it a little bit of, like, with Robin, like, I don't think I put Robin straight in S tier. I think I gave her A, and was like, right, let's give time, like, Usopp, like, let's give time to see how they go, maybe down the line. Same with Sanji. Like, Sanji was A. Like, after, like, East Blue. And then he got up there. He got up there eventually, like, Alabasta, with all the stuff with Mr. Prince. So, I just know that even though I'm keeping him in A tier, well, if this is the way I'm feeling, though, I should probably swap him with Chopper. But the thing is, I feel like Chopper's also, like it could be up there. Let's leave Chopper and Brook together in A, at the top of A at the moment. But just know that those two could probably flip-flop on any given day, just depending on how I'm feeling. Right? S tier, Zoro, no question. Number 1. I'm probably going to put Kuma down at the bottom of S tier, because I think that he could probably slip into A tier as well. Because, like I said, I judge, like, an antagonist or someone that's not going to be, like, a main character in the series all the time. I judge them differently than I would. Like, there's different criteria for getting, like, higher tiers than there is for someone who's, like, a regular crew member. Let's leave him at the bottom of S for now. But, you know, let's just say, like, Kuma could flip up and down. I think it's such an impact that he had. Such an impact that he had at the end of that arc. That kind of saved it in a way. But no, what we'll do is, right, we'll put him down here. We'll put him at the top of A with Chopper and Brook. Yeah. Put him down there with Chopper and Brook. And we'll see what happens when we see Kuma again in the series. Because I feel like I did the same with the likes of Shanks and Ace and stuff. And like Whitebeard. Like, I put them in A because they had such a strong introduction. But I need more. Yeah. Okay. Right. I've decided. I'm putting them in A. Give me more. Give me more Kuma. And then we can get into S tier. But yeah, we'll go with that just now. Right? Right, let's do this. Let's get Luffy in the number 2 spot. Respectable. Respectable. But Zoro, like, after this arc, after what happened at the end of this arc, there's no way anybody else is getting number 1. Now, here we go. Here we go. Robin and Usopp. Do you know what? I think at this point, probably. Oh, no, wait a minute. Too much. Yeah. Usopp. God, my perception of Usopp just, like, has totally changed from when he was introduced. I love this character. I didn't expect for him to be so high in my rankings, but my God, like, and like, just know that these two here, like, well, maybe not so much now. Like, Zoro's kind of pulled ahead a bit now, but these two would always be like kind of flipping for me. I feel like I'm at that point right now with Usopp and Robin. Usopp and Robin are very close because Robin's just, God, I love her character. I love her character. I love her, like seriousness and like the way that plays into the comedy sometimes too. Like Robin's great. Robin is fantastic. But yeah. See these three at the bottom. You know what? I'm gonna put Frankie up here. Yeah. Let's put Frankie there. And Sanji I'd probably put above Nami at this point. Yeah. We'll call this Sanji's slip down. This will be his kind of like punishment in this arc for the Absalom stuff. We'll put him down there. In fact, I love Nami as well, so let's put him at the bottom. Let's put him at the bottom. So we know that he's going to redeem himself. Sanji's going to be back. Sanji's going to be back up there fighting in S tier. But we'll call this his punishment for the Absalom stuff, like I said. Because that was sore. That was hard to watch. But yeah, the Straw Hats are, it's my favourite group. It's my favourite character cast ever. It's absolutely amazing. The way they interact with each other, the way they grow in this series, I absolutely love it. Like, just, I find it very hard. Like, I can't picture anybody getting into this series and not liking the main cast. It's, I'm wondering, like, if there's anybody, if any of you guys have a member of the Straw Hats that you just don't like. Because I can't imagine, like, I think that they all go really well together. And I think that, you know, the bonds that they've formed through the series, and they're very good at showing that. So well done. So well done. And, my God, it's, yeah, like this, I think this is how I'm going to leave it right now. This is probably how I feel after Thriller Bark. Okay? Probably some controversial ones in here. I'm looking, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with C and down. I mean, come on. Like, what can you say about C and down? Not much to say, right? But I think the problems are going to be with the A tier. A tier and probably the top of B tier. Because I think, and trust me guys, I'm there with you. I'm thinking that Kuma and Chopper and Brook could probably be an S tier for a lot of people. And I'm right there. I'm right on the fence. Trust me. Trust me. Like I said, like Kuma and Brook, more of a kind of like the impact they've made like in this arc. At the end of this arc, just like bang, explosion, like, oh my God, these characters are amazing. And coming from like all these C and D tier characters that we just had to deal with in Thriller Bark, to get, you know, that Kuma stuff and then Brook's backstory, it just made it seem like, it was just like the jump in quality was unbelievable. And like I said, like with the Chopper thing, like there's just something missing for me, and I cannot place it. I cannot describe it to you. I don't know, right? But yeah, I think that those three are there. They're there. They're knocking on the door of S tier. You know, is anybody going to open? We don't know. We'll need to wait and see. But yeah, let's put them there for now. And I think that probably Gecko Moria being in B tier, I don't know if people will agree with that one or not. You know, in fact, Porona might even be a bit low. I could see Porona going up to A tier as well. But then again, maybe not. Then again, maybe not. I think it's just because she was the best of a bad bunch. I think she stands out so much more just because like the rest of them were garbage. So I'm trying not to jump in too hasty and be like, right, okay, here's where we're going. So yeah, guys, this is how it's played out. This is probably one of the most confusing ones I've done. Like, I think in all the other tier lists I've done on the channel, I've kind of been like, right, yeah, I know where I'm putting this person. I know what I'm doing here. This is how I feel about this. This one here, at this point, I think it's hard. I think it's hard when you get to, like, in this series that has so many characters, you're trying to judge them against each other, and then you're trying to judge them based on, like, some of them having, like, very small character arcs, or just being in a flashback, stuff like that. So it's hard. It's hard to do, like to stick to a certain criteria for everybody. I don't think that's possible. That's why, like I'm saying, like, I judge the Straw Hats very differently than I'll judge, like, a Kuma or a Laboon, Yorkie, like, people that just appear in the flashbacks. You know, that's where I am, right? That's where I am right now. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments who on this list you would change. What have I got drastically wrong? What do you look at on this list and go, what? He has this pair. Do you know what? I'm a very reasonable man. Okay? I will have a conversation about these things, and I'll be very open-minded, and I'll be like, okay, and I respect people's opinions. If somebody jumps in this comment section and goes, Mark, you're an absolute clown, you know, Moria deserves to be up there, great villain, loved him, one of my favourite characters, blah, blah, I'll be like, fair enough, you know, like, okay, you know, like, if you give me some points, I'll be like, okay, I understand that. You know, fair enough. I see where you're coming from. I'll listen to you. I'll respect your opinion. But I'm telling you right now, and there's probably going to be some trolls that's going to do this just to wind me up probably. If you go in there, if you go in this comment section and go, Absalom, S tier, you know, I think like Absalom's been done dirty, getting put in trash, I will not regard it one bit, okay? Just no. Don't do it, right? If anybody is going to say that, you're joking, you're trolling, definitely. There is nobody out there, there is nobody watching this video, whether you want to lie to yourself or not, there is nobody watching this that looks at that man, looks at Absalom, and says that he does not belong in trash. Nobody. Do not tell me otherwise. He belongs there. Like I said, we'll do a video, my top 10 most hated characters in One Piece. He'll be there. He'll be up there fighting for that #1 spot probably. Just don't, right? Just save yourselves the comment, right? Just, if you're in the middle of typing right now, just stop. Backspace. Backspace it, right? Just don't bring that energy here. He sucks. He sucks big time. Right? We'll leave it there. That's a good place to end the video. Like I said, I'll be back, guys, with the SBS questions. That'll be fun. We'll get stuck into that. And yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you everybody that has watched all these videos, continues to support this channel. Guys, best community out there. I really, really appreciate you. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.